going on, guys? I'm Jay.
I'm C, and we're That Haunted Couple.
And today we are going to do our official Halloween Horror Nights 2024 review. As you know, we went back in September this year instead of August, got all 10 houses, including all scare zones. So we'll give you guys the full breakdown on things we like this year and things that we feel like they can improve on. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and grab yourself a snack, a drink, and buckle up. First house on the list. For some reason, I don't know what happened. The GoPro, for some reason, recorded it. At least we thought, and then the file corrupted.
Only got like a minute
it only got like a minute of it, and then no, that was Major Sweets. This one didn't even get anything for some odd reason. But Slaughter Cinema 2, which was one of the first house announcements. I think we gave it like a 8 out of 10 at the time. After going through it, I'll say an 8.5. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of scenery, very beautiful house, a lot of detail, a lot of scares. My official rating is an 8.5.
I think it was the perfect mix-up. That was like the perfect in-between houses where, you're looking for something that's going to keep you entertained but give you a little bit to calm down and your nerves to calm down a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't too scary.
It wasn't, but like you said, there were a lot of good attention to detail in the cosmetics and in the decorations as well.
Yes. What would you give that house 1 through 10?
I'm going to go a little bit lower than you and say 7. Just because there were a lot more that were over it, but horror-wise, it wasn't as scary as the other ones.
7, okay. The second house that we went through was Major Sweets. Now, I didn't know what to expect going into that, but it definitely met my expectations and more. I'll give that one an 8.5. Like I said, that was the second house we did in the night, and we still had camera problems. After this house, we didn't have any more camera problems, but this one only recorded like a minute and a half of it. But within that minute and a half, there was a lot of scares and a lot of close-ups with some of the scare actors. I'll give that one as well an 8.5. I'll give that one an 8.5. There wasn't too many like, oh my god scares, but there was a lot of oh my god and then laughing scares.
Yeah, I'd agree. 8.5.
Yes, that like I said, that house to me personally, it was not the best, but it definitely was good. It kind of was just like the scare zone from last year, but it is obviously turned it into a house. So yeah. I personally enjoyed it.
I liked it.
The third house on the list was Triplets of Terror.
I liked this one a lot.
I definitely did like it. I don't know what everyone's gripe was about this one. A lot of people didn't like it. I personally thoroughly enjoyed it. If I had to rank all of them, Triplets of Terror definitely was the third most scary for me personally. Throughout the night, we got in a lot of good spots in the line. So this year we didn't miss out on a lot of the scares like we did previous years. This year we got a lot of the scares. We were just right in that perfect spot in line. I'll give that one a 9.
I like that one. I think they really stuck with the story, and like the plot of it all. And that one they actually had like a little bit of like decor outside too,
yes,
so you could see
the cop lights. There was a cop car outside.
You could see kind of a little bit of what you were walking into, but that one, I mean, they're all pretty like attention to detail oriented, but that one especially was.
This one was very immersive, just like she was just pointing out. Right when you walk, or right before you walk in, you're walking in line, then it's like you're there in the front yard with the cop car outside, and it kind of follows the story from them being child killers to them transforming to teenage killers to adult killers and so on and so forth. So that house was very immersive. Like I said, I'll give it a 9. So
I'd agree.
That one definitely was up there on our list. Next up on the list, Museum of Deadly Exhibits. This one wasn't what we thought, at least me personally. If you watched the previous Universal video when we were going through all the houses that had been named, I thought this house was going to be like The Mummy and a whole bunch of other things. It was just like weird. I'll just say that it was weird. Like a lot of the scares, I don't want to say they were bad, but I was just like, I don't even know what you are. I don't even know what you are.
Yeah, and I mean, the cosmetics were okay in that one. There were a couple, like, masks that you could tell were just kind of, like, half done and stuff like that. Yeah, it was
just weird altogether.
Compared to everything else, you know what I mean? We hold Universal and Halloween Horror Nights to pretty high standards considering the time and the money they have to go with it.
Well, a lot of people were saying this year, personally, like, all in all, I did enjoy this year thoroughly over every other year we went. This year definitely was our favorite, but everyone was saying they had less money due to
Epic
Universe, you know, obviously coming out in 2025.
Which makes sense, but in my opinion, I feel like they kind of could have gone without that one and made something a little bit better, a little bit more creative in a way, because I feel like that one kind of fell in line with the Monsters one.
Yeah.
Like the Monstrous, and given this year, they already had 2 Monstrous houses. So that one, I liked it, of course. Like, they were all good, but it just wasn't, like, a memorable experience for me.
I'd give that one a 6.5.
I'd agree.
Roughly a 6.5. Like I said, it was just weird. I mean, there wasn't any, like, big scares that I can recall that really got me. It was just more of, like, just weird. Like, I would look at one of them that was scaring me, and I'll just be like, I don't even know what you are to even be scared. My brain was just trying to process what I was even looking at half the time. But like we said, 6.5. Next up, Ghostbusters. Now, this one I will give an 8. It was more fun than it was scary. The actors were, you know, real good in my opinion.
They played their part.
There was one scare actor in there. It looked exactly how Phoebe looked in the movie. You know, the girl with the curly hair that went to the ghost side. There was a scare actor in there towards the middle / ending, and it looked exactly like I was walking up with the camera, and I was kind of just looking like, there's no way that's the actual. I was like, there's no way that's the actor, and I got closer and closer. I was like, it's looking more and more like the actor, but then obviously got there and it wasn't her, but whoever they used looked spot on.
They do good when it comes to lookalikes, like the Megans that they had last year.
They had one this year as well. But yeah, I'll give that one an 8.
I agree. Like he said, it was one of the fun ones. It was one you'd go to, like, in between the houses that was meant to, like, brighten up the mood a little bit. Yeah. But it was cold in there.
Yes, we're stuck with the theme.
With the theme, ice. Yeah. Okay. Goblin's Feast.
Ooh. Next up, Goblin's Feast. Goblin's Feast, I like that one. It was a fun house, more or less. It was more fun than it was scary, in my opinion.
I mean, we don't get us wrong. We still had our good amount of scares in there, but the costumes.
The startup was more fun. The more you transversed into the house, the more scary it got. I don't know how often they have to listen to their audio cues. Like, let's say you get the job to be a scare actor. I don't know how often they listen to their particular part in the house to have everything timed down to the T. 'Cause I mean, he did a whole, like, charge up, and it was just all
and he was like right here on. And then just goes like
I'll give that one
I'm going 9 with that one. I like that one.
Next up, Monsters of Latin America. I like that one too. The big freaking white bird thing, whatever, with the blood on its mouth and the human guts coming out. That was disgusting, but I enjoyed that one thoroughly. I liked how when you were walking in initially, they had the Latin music playing outside, and throughout the house you could hear, like, certain Latin words being said, and just they would tell the story of each monsters. Each of the monsters that were in there, they would tell the story of who they were and how they got their name. So I enjoyed that one. I'll give it an 8.5.
I'm gonna go 7.5, just because I like the monsters from last year a little bit better.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like making a spin-off, you know what I mean? Happy Feet 2 and stuff like that. Like,
well, I wouldn't say a spin-off. I mean, there's a lot of Universal monsters, but this is, like, they're all their own thing.
Yeah, I liked the original one from last year.
Well, those weren't the original. That was just Universal's Monsters Unmasked, but those aren't like the original monster. I think this year for 2025 they may have an original.
I hope so. That'd be cool. But yeah, I like the one from last year a little bit better than the Latin America one.
Yes. Next up, staying on the monsters topic, Monsters Eternal Bloodline. Dracula's daughter versus, I forgot the other. Yeah, the other woman. Other woman that she was going against. But that one I will give a 9.
I liked that one.
9. I'll give that one a 9. Mm-hmm. The story that it told while you were going through it, the scares also were real good in my opinion. We were in, like I said, a perfect spot in line to get pretty much all the jump scares within that house. But it stuck with a story that whole time, and you were pretty much engaged in it.
And that one, it was so dark in there, you couldn't tell where the scares were coming from either. Like it would be like in the movies where it's like dark at one point and then a light flashes and then you see like a part of them. That one was cool. I liked that one.
What would you give it? 1 through 10? Alright, so I'm going 9. I really enjoyed that one.
9.5. I like that one.
9.5.
I like that one a lot. I like that one a lot.
9.5. Okay.
I think the women did their thing with the costumes and the cosmetic side of it. That one I really enjoyed.
Yes. Next up on the list, A Quiet Place. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people that's hating on this one. I don't know how.
Like, what more did you want from
What did
that?
you expect from it?
That was
What would you expect from it?
As far as, like, the decor and everything that went
The creatures alone.
That was insane. The camera, I don't think, picked up on it as well as it did in person, but those things were massive.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Massive.
There were some of them that were animatronics, but there were some where I would be, like... They would come out.
You see the leg of it.
And I would look at it, and I would be looking like, I don't know if that's a real person or not. And then they would either do like a quick motion, like a real weird twitch. I'm like, okay, that's a real person in the costume. But then there would be some where it's an animatronic. But like I said, there would be some that were in costumes as well. I don't know what most people expected from it. I enjoyed it.
I liked how in the beginning they had the one with the baby. Too, because that led into the, like, if you watch The Quiet Place, that's what Universal does really well, is follows the original story. That's what they do really well. So seeing her, like, downstairs with the baby and then seeing the basket next to it, like, that was really good.
I'll give that one a 9.5, like I said.
Yeah, I like that one.
Last, the one y'all know that we were most excited for. Mm-hmm. Insidious.
Red Door.
10. I don't care. 10.
Yeah, that one's 10. Up there. It not only was like I keep saying, following it to the plot to a T, but the decor, and that one was the longest too.
There is a lot of people that's hating on it still. I'm like, dude, what? If you didn't watch the movies, I could understand, but as soon as you go in initially, like when you're sitting outside and you're walking up to the house, you got the dude pacing back and forth. Just like how we did in the movie, and then just like in the movie, he's got your baby. They did the same thing, and there would be, if you were in a lucky spot in line, he would jump out at you right when it does the loud, he's got your baby, because they would do it real low, and then they'll do it one real loud time, and then he would jump out at you. We weren't in that spot, but I could see it when we were walking up to the house. And then whenever you're walking in, it's literally a giant red door with the paintings that Dalton did in the Red Door movie. So they followed pretty much everything to a T with the Red Door and then all the other movies leading up to it. You had the key face demon, the lady in the black dress. Oh my god. And
she was in there.
Man, I don't know what it was. I don't know if they got walkie-talkies, something in their dang headset. But I got scared one good time by the first one. And it's like each other actor that played the woman in the black dress was
targeting you
on it from that point forward. It's like this year they got so close. And when they jump scared me the first time with the woman in the black dress, I like looked and it felt like I was just about to die. Like I was just looking like
he thought it was his last couple of seconds.
I literally I knew exactly what it was after I stared at it for a minute. I was like, okay, yeah, we in the Insidious 2 now with the woman in the black dress. So I get that one a 10.
I agree, but I don't think you guys understand how big that door was. It had to have been at least 18 to 20 feet.
Unless they did
Not
some
joking.
type of light illusion, but that thing was
like
massive.
you literally were standing up like this.
It was
looking
massive.
up at it. It was insane.
That would be one of the houses that I wouldn't mind seeing multiple years. Like obviously not next year, but the following year.
That should be a return. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing that multiple times. Then halfway through the house, you had the last key with, the key face demon. So I remember you walked up, and then it had the girl in the hospital gown, kind of how it was in the movie, with the key face demon sitting right there, and then he came out and lunged at you. And then the red face demon. Oh my gosh, she got so close each time.
Yeah.
Oh man. All in all, this year, with all the houses combined, like I said, it's been my personal favorite from the 3 years that we went.
But also because we've been able to get through all the houses.
Yes, this is the first year we got through all the houses and all the scare zones. I'll give this year, a lot of people are hating on it. 9. I'm
gonna give it an 8.5. But hear me out. You always gotta give room for improvement.
That's what the 9 is.
I know. But I wasn't a fan of like a couple of them. I mean, I was, but like I feel like they could have done better with them. One, or replaced it with something that was kind of more relevant in the times, if that makes sense. Something that like more people know about, or something from years ago that they could have brought back. You know?